Hello, this is Jeremy Locken for Precinct 410 in Kootenai County, Republican volunteer, and I just got back from the Idaho GOP Summer Convention 2026 yesterday, and I captured some highlights and some changes to the Republican Party that I think you should know about. So let's get to it. I arrived at the Idaho GOP Summer Convention as a non-committee delegate, which means I'm not a part of the committees that vote on the rules, the credentials, the resolutions, and the platform. My vote will only be useful in the General Assembly later on. This is when we will vote to approve of the committee reports. I read through some of the rule changes that were being presented, and one of them struck my attention. Proposed Rule 2026-08, restricting endorsements by county central committees. This guy, Brandon Hansen, out of Bingham County, wants to remove all central committees' power to rate, vet, recommend during the Republican primary, which is essential. We all know there are lifelong Republicans who supported Joe Biden in 2020 that would like to take the Republican Party into a different direction. I think it's important for every central committee across the state of Idaho to determine who is a Republican. Central committees can conduct interviews, questionnaires, background checks to determine who are these people rather than taking them at their word. Because here in Kootenai County, there are some people that call themselves lifelong Republicans that have supported actual Democrats, terrible Democrats, in just recent memory.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
So this precinct committeeman Brandon Hansen out of Bingham County has produced this rule that he wants the body to support. And this is how it went down.
Any motion? Any motion? Hearing none, the motion fails. Would like a motion.
He did not receive even a motion for the proposed rule to fail. Not only did the committee body majority reject his proposed rule with no motion, but they cheered at the end too. This is a great sign. This Brandon Hansen guy also proposed another rule, number 9, and he wanted to strengthen the precinct committeemen where the central committee could not remove them based on several key qualifications. I think he basically wants to make it difficult to remove rhinos from the Central Committee. The heroes within the Rules Committee had resoundingly rejected his other rule, number 9. His proposal was killed in that committee for lack of a motion. The crowd cheers again as this time he walks out of the room immediately after his failure in total embarrassment. What Brandon Hansen didn't realize was that most of the people there across the state in their counties were trying to find ways of preventing the Democrats from getting into the Republican Party. And removing the vetting process is counterintuitive to that. So everyone read this guy for exactly what he is. He would later show up the next day as a nominator for Kelly Palm up in Kootenai County for the position of secretary for the Idaho State GOP.
My name is Mike Luna from LE20, and I am nominating. Sorry. No, I know. I'm nominating Kelly Palm for secretary.
2 hours of the first day of the General Assembly was spent cleaning up the credentials report. Apparently there were some problems in other counties, so the General Assembly delegates had to spend 2 hours learning about this problem and cleaning it up, and people were very annoyed by that.
We did make a mistake, but the mistake we made was because we had a brand new chairman who our legislative district leader came to our meeting and directed us on how to handle it, what to do, what to say, how to fill out the forms, how to everything. We followed his instructions. And I'll tell you something he said. He said, oh, ignore the deadline. They're never there on Saturday and Sunday. We didn't discount what he said. He's been a district leader for many, many, many years. So the reason we made the mistake, and we admit we made the mistake, is because we were being instructed by a long-term Republican representative.
They were given bad advice by a seasoned guy. God bless him, Trent Clark. They came all the way down up here, over here from Franklin County. They spent a lot of money on hotels, food, because they were told last night unequivocally that they would be able to participate in this convention. I think it's just unjust. We don't like lawfare. That's one of the fundamental tenets that separates us from the Democrats.
We found out that some bad actor named Trent Clark in their county was giving them bad advice and not following the deadline.
Mr. Clark, you're not asking me for a ruling, you're asking me for an advisory opinion. And I've told you that I'm not advised, and that the rules on how you become a delegate are found in our party rules. I told you I'm not advised. We're following the party rules, Mr. Clark.
They receive information from a good, reputable source that was incorrect, and they believed they were doing the right thing, then I think that they should be given a pass because it wasn't known.
So the General Assembly delegates voted to forgive those that were given bad advice and allowed them to sit. Scott Herndon out of Bonner County made a motion to amend the Idaho GOP platform for the total elimination of property tax.
Property tax is an inherently unjust tax that converts privately owned property by whomever into government collateral and threatens home ownership. We support the elimination of property taxes in Idaho and their replacement with revenue sources that do not place a lien on a citizen's home, but then we go on to say and talk about all the other types of property. And if we make this change, we're essentially saying that no other property held by anybody in the state of Idaho is legitimately safe from a claim by the government. And I support the principle, like John Locke did, of actual property ownership by Idahoans. Thank you, Madam Chair.
This was very exciting for many of the delegates in the body at the General Assembly, but there are some moderates out there that didn't feel comfortable with it. They thought that maybe your first property should be tax-free and everything else gets taxed. Scott's motion did pass, so it's to my understanding that this will be headed up at the winter convention before total adoption into the Idaho GOP platform. It's worth noting that there were several members of the North Idaho Republicans group that voted no on the removal of property tax. If property taxes are something that you want to remove, then maybe next election you should rethink who your precinct committeeman is and vote against the North Idaho Republicans. Once it's adopted into the Idaho GOP platform, it creates enormous momentum for the state legislators to consider it as new law. So we might be looking for a bill coming through next session on the total elimination of property tax.
Americans are paying on average 30 to 45% of their income in taxes across 20 different taxes. So the way we're going to replace property tax is with other taxes, and we don't even have to raise those tax rates.
Saturday was the final day of the General Assembly, and we got to listen to the nominators nominate candidates for the Idaho State GOP leadership.
She led the highly successful state fight against Proposition 1, which was defeated 70% to 30%. Not tired of winning, now she is gearing up to fight the abortion initiative, and donors are lining up to help. She has a record of success, and you can't argue with success, though some try. Wise people vote for demonstrated performance, not empty promises. Smart people vote for experience, not rhetoric. Great people vote for winning, not whining. Take a chance. Why take a chance when you can have a sure thing? Madam Chair, it is my honor to nominate our current and future chairman, Dorothy Moon.
There is no one like Dorothy Moon who can lead us to victory on this. This is not the time to change horses. I say aim high, aim for the moon. God bless you all. God bless this beautiful state. And God bless my darling wife, Dorothy.
You guys are the boots on the ground, and we need you very badly right now. The third term, this third term is because of the abortion initiative, without a doubt. Dar and I were going to go put mine for gold. Everybody knows I married him because I was a gold digger. We all know that. It's time for it to pay off. And he might be doing a little bit on his own, but I do plan on spending more time with him. I love my husband and my family too, and they are very supportive. And all of us love this state more. So anyway, please help me to increase the Republican vote base as we already have. And for most of the conservative legislation that we've passed over the past 4 years, the Idaho, Medical Freedom Act. Where's Rob Beiswinger? Stand up, Rob. Okay. I mean, Rob Beiswinger.
Where's he? Good guy.
We've got years to get school choice through. We have got some momentous legislation that right now is being modeled around the country. You guys, we aren't sitting on our laurels in Idaho. I know I haven't, and I know a lot of you have not. We have got to keep the wheels going as fast as we are on these tracks, because they're looking at us. You know they are. The liberals want to take this state over more than anything. The other thing is we've been pretty fair about applying the rules across the board. And that is so important, because then everybody feels like it's a level playing field when it's counties, and especially with the dues. You have no idea how much we appreciate that. Whatever administration comes in, they will have the same benefit of those dues. So I want you to know that over the 4 years, $150,000 from the caucus candidates. Kerry Lake, Sarah Palin, and Matthew Lohmeyer, when he lost his job as Space Force, I took him to Haley and I took him here to Boise. And I said, honey, you need to raise money because you have no money anymore, and I do too. So I know how to raise money, and I don't care what anybody else says. That is misinformation. We have done very well with the money that we have made, and if I need to raise money, I'll go get it. But when you keep asking people every week, do they keep picking up the phone? No, you ask when you need it. And my strategy has worked very well. Okay, 180 Lincoln Days over the past 10 years. Over the past 10 years, 180 Lincoln Days I have eaten with you. We have prayed together before our meal. We have talked about the issues that we all are looking at. I know you. I know your hearts. I know what your communities need. I know the demographics are different. So I've been driving around a lot, and you all know that. And thank God we live in the most beautiful state in the union, because that's what makes it a real nice trip. The last thing I want to say is that we're going to keep making wins in the Idaho legislature. We're going to uphold the values of faith, family, and freedom, and we're going to keep this state ruby red under my tenure. God bless you all. God bless Idaho, and God bless President Trump too. We need our fighter more than ever, and especially the next 2 years. Let's get out in November. Let's turn out the vote. Let's get all of our folks in, and let's definitely kill this abortion initiative. Again, God bless you and thank you. I appreciate your vote.
Overall, this was a fantastic experience to support great leadership in the Idaho Republican Party. I feel comfortable knowing that there are great Republicans across the state looking to support and fortify the Republican Party from Democrat infiltration. There's a lot of work we still have to do, so we look forward to the new challenges awaiting us, like the abortion initiative. So if there's any takeaway from this wrap-up video, know that the good guys won, and we're moving ahead.